I mean, that would be nice.
I mean, how often do you really just lose an Isaac run at this point?
That's a good point.
Oh, it feels so weird to play.
VZ0H.
Sorry?
Sorry, 4Z. I don't know where I got V from.
I do that all the time.
4Z0H and VCGS. That's where I got the V from.
VCGS.
VCGS.
Got it. Let's go. I got a little Guppy's paws, my loading screen. Nice.
Me too. Me too.
Wonderful.
What's up with that?
I guess that's seated?
Is that seated? We've never noticed that before.
It'd just be a weird coincidence.
The loading screen splash is seated? Or yeah, it could be a coincidence as well, but
that'd be a nice coincidence. Pretty. Yeah. I wonder what the chances of that are. The number crunch.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna say 50-50. Either it is or it isn't.
Oh,
that's my perspective on it.
Statistics work, actually, yeah.
Just like riding a bike. Is it weird that I gain like new perspective? I feel like when I play the game after taking such a long break, I'm like, well, I remember this room and I know how to dodge it, but I think I might be able to get away with doing it this way now.
Yeah, it's like you've given your brain some time off, and then now you come back like a little bit more creative.
Reevaluate the situation.
Yeah. Dude is melting. Thank you very much for the subscription. I appreciate it. Got a good name.
Octopus and Lieutenant Atan Shabashi. Thanks to both of you, too.
Ooh.
So, Cobalt, I don't want to... Oh, sorry. I did not take Bob's curse.
I haven't found that yet.
I kind of wish that I did, if that makes
the bombs early could be pretty helpful.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree. Cobalt, how is PAX South? I don't want to force you to speak too much, but
oh please, I'm gonna be talking like all day, so might as well. The more I talk, honestly, the better it'll get. It's just because I've been sitting here silent since I woke up, and I haven't really, you know, relaxed my vocal cords or whatever. Yeah. It was all right. It was good. You know, the more and more I go to those things, it becomes like less of a fun thing and more like just a full business. Let's go do. You know, every hour of your day is scheduled for something. So I've come to the realization that while I do have fun in certain situations, like mostly when I get to meet people from my stream that watch, or when I hang out, or like if I get to play video games, that's awesome. But mostly it's for business. So you know, it's a lot smaller. The area, there's not a lot of new games that are going to be coming out or announcing in January or at the smallest of the 3 PAX conventions. But you go for your friends, just to be able to see them another time, I guess, throughout the year, since everybody lives such crazy lives and stuff. It's the only time we're going to be able to get to see them, generally.
Do not go to the second secret room. After all that, I apologize that I had to come back with something unrelated. But do not go to that second secret room. It is trash.
Is it full of invisible demons or something?
It's full. In a way, it is full of invisible demons. Yes.
It just took me like a million hours to kill one spider, so.
Yeah, I had to bomb the rock because it was hiding in the corner.
Me too!
Oh no.
Couldn't get it out.
This run's got some wild stuff going already, man.
Does it?
Prolapsing ferret fetuses. Thank you for your subscription.
Wow.
Yeah. Probably
That's
one
a new
of the
one.
nastier names I've ever had subscribe, but I appreciate it all the same.
I was listening to Cobalt Streak. I was just in the middle of my own stuff as well. I relate, man.
Hey, games happen.
PAX, you know, the first couple of PAXs I went to were like purely social, and then the last one, like Prime, I guess it wasn't the last one, but the last one that I went to this summer was like 100% scheduled out for me, basically. And I was like, yeah, this is business. It's fun business, but it is business. Like, I'm on the clock at all times, and it's kind of like, that's why I'm not intending on going to East this year, is I'm like, why am I spending money to fly across the country and then, like, work when I could just work at home anyway?
Oh, I have to.
Up, though, you do a little social, a little business, and hopefully work it out by the end.
I see an entirely different group of people when I go to East that only can go to East, and I feel awful if I can't make it. And I have a couple of my mods that are going there for the first time this year, so, like, that are super awesome and run my channel, like, every day helping me out, so...
Nice.
I'm really excited for that. I was like, I think I want to skip it, then I was like, oh no, I can't. I can't. I have to go to this one. Shit. I freaking hate Boston.
You and I is that I have no sense of human empathy, and as a result, think only of myself. So I'm a little bit more self-serving, I guess, in that situation.
You know, fair enough. People have all, you know, different ways that they like to interact with people. I hate parties, for example. Yeah. I really, really hate them. I hate when there's loud music and I have to yell over people. just not my thing. But if it's where everybody's gonna be and it's where all my friends are at, and you know that's the thing, that I'll go. I'll force myself to go when I'm, you know, away from home. But I'd rather just go to like a Dave & Buster's and play video games and hang out.
That is the one that annoys me the most. Is like, if you get sick, I'm not like mad at my body. I'm like, there's like.
Thank you, Red Marth, man, for the 12 months in a row.
And, like,
Jeez,
we're all
man.
sharing controllers and like shaking hands and stuff, like rubbing my eyes. You know, we're gonna. There's a lot of vectors for disease. But when I come home and I'm like, I can't talk because the music at the party was really loud, so I was shouting.
Yeah,
I'm just mad at myself. Like, why did I even go to this thing? Like, ruin like 2 days of work and make myself uncomfortable for this, but then do it again next year.
I mean, I had a lot of great opportunities come from it, so it was definitely worth it. And I had like a lot of meetings, and I was on 2 panels, so and it was very rewarding, and you know, so you know, but I don't know. The first time you take a break off your cast, and then you have a lot of work to do, it just can be very stressful. You know, you want to have decompression time. Thank you, Namikaze, for 4 months.
Like, meeting face-to-face with people somehow changes your ability to network with them entirely. Like, you're still there, whether you're with them or not. You could email each other all the damn time. But for some reason, shaking their hand all of a sudden just changes a bunch of things.
Yeah, we get a better impression of their personality from that.
I think it's harder to say no to someone when you've met them in person.
That's true, especially if the conversation's positive and stuff like that.
My perspective on networking is that it is a shared guilt. That, especially if alcohol is involved, you're like, well, we got.
Well, I don't drink, so
yeah, I
have the advantage.
Like, you know, well, we got drunk and we like shared stories we shouldn't have stayed. Like, there was an assumed level of familiarity due to the alcohol that didn't actually exist, but now like we can't go back because we've already broached that. So
you're thick as thieves.
Exactly.
You're in too deep to go back now.
And sometimes that works out. Sometimes that works out wonderfully, but sometimes you're like, man.
I remember this game, guys.
An interesting way to look at bonding and networking. I never really thought about it.
That's pretty much the way I look at all human interaction. Is that at some level, there's shared guilt. You know, there's like 5 people in my life I want to talk to on a regular basis, and I assume that it cuts this way. It cuts both ways. People think this about me. There's like 5 people I want to talk to in my life, and then like, you know, everybody else I'm just like, I should reply at some point.
Thank you, Apoctus. 19 months in a row. Woo. That's a really interesting philosophy, I would say, though, and it makes sense on certain levels. I think I don't know if every interaction is going to be like that, because I do feel like, you know, some people do just have natural, just more natural, adaptation, or what's the word I'm looking for? They're just drawn naturally to certain people more than others.
Yeah.
So. I don't know, there's that, and it doesn't make sense, though. Somebody like you just maybe gossiped with, and they did it under the influence, may feel like they owe you something just to keep their trust, or something like that.
Now they have a secret about you, so you have to do whatever they say. That's pretty much
it's called blackmail.
Yeah, that's the nature of business relationships in all business, is... You know, something happened at a convention, and you're like, oh, shit. And then later, they're like, hey, you want to buy paper from my supplier? Or, you know, well, I guess I better, even though there's better rates elsewhere. Like,
yes, a natural inclination, thank you.
Just totally fucked up stuff about the GameStop Managers Convention. I was an assistant manager, so I never got to go to it. But, like, every year, there was some ridiculous story that would come out of it. And then, like, all these weird favors that would happen because of that.
Does not surprise me at all.
Stabbing my eye with my eyelash. Ouch. Are you guys getting as many batteries as I'm getting? This is ridiculous.
I have gotten several batteries. I will admit
Ooh,
that.
That onion.
Did you get a magic mushroom off your first boss?
No, I did not.
I did. I re-rolled it. I was happy.
Oh, yeah.
You re-rolled magic mushrooms?
No,
No,
I
the
re-rolled the
snack.
And turned it into
The doggy
I had
snack.
Health, I didn't need more.
You guys are actually much smarter than I was in that situation.
I even had an extra battery for that.
Instead, I re-rolled Bob's Curse once into Shoop the Whoop, which I love but don't want to take because we have the D6. And then I re-rolled it again with my last remaining re-roll and got Key Bum. So you guys aren't missing out too hard.
Key Bum.
The grass is not greener on this side. We don't even have grass, it's just tundra.
Devil Deal wasn't too stellar.
a convention exclusively for GameStop managers. It's just like a training / like bromance
like a summit
where everybody
like
they get
summit.
together and just like pep talk each other for 3 days.
That's exactly what like a summit is, where you go like for team building exercises and
Yeah.
all that shit.
I honestly don't really think I knew
Strategy.
what a summit meant, so I'll just agree with you.
Okay. It's not. My dad has done literally like things like that, and yeah, they go on like rope, you know, gliding,
Oh, the rope-
teamwork
oh,
building
like
shit.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
You gotta climb through trees to trust your team.
that's right.
And stuff like that. Dude, I accidentally ended up watching like an episode of Man vs. Wild last night. Not
Oh,
Man
man.
vs. Wild, Survivor Man.
Ah,
Different one. This is the one with Les Stroud instead of Bear Grylls, right?
Yeah,
he goes,
this
he
is
goes
good,
out
okay.
with his friend or his survival partner into the woods, and they're like, you know, it's about tandem survival. And they split up, which they're like, okay, we're gonna split up and then we'll meet back tomorrow. Then this motherfucker leaves his GPS on all night. It runs out of batteries, and he goes on this long rant about like, this is what happens when you use technology in the field. I'm like, you left it on, you shithead. Don't blame the GPS. He's like, this is what people these days don't know how to navigate by celestial objects. So Les Stroud left your GPS on like an idiot. Just have some culpability, you know? Like, don't blame Canadian Tire or Home Depot, wherever you bought this thing.
is that the more military-esque guy, or is that the guy that walks around barefoot everywhere?
I don't know. This is the first episode of it. Oh, I punched my mic.
Does he have really long hair?
No,
Or
he always wears like a bandana.
okay, yeah, he's the more military-esque guy, I think.
Les Stroud
And
is
he can't trust his technology?
I'm
Come
thinking.
on. What is that guy's problem?
I mean, there is a point in there. Like, sure, you should maybe have a backup plan, but you're the one who fucked it up in the first place. Like,
Yeah.
Dumb GPS ran out of batteries. Yo, that's within the realm of your own control, Les Stroud.
Right, he's acting like it's an inevitability that that's going to happen to every person every time. It's not.
Turn off your GPS at night. I mean, he's
Those
got
guys
a lot of
are always right, okay? You can't argue with them.
They
live that shit.
Camera. He's doing all. I'm not saying he's not busy. Is what I'm trying to get at. I'm just saying, like,
You know, digging in the ground for, like, water holes and stuff
they
like
let
that.
the squirrel. That was pretty cool. I mean, I felt bad for the squirrel a little bit because it's like,
Yeah.
he
It's
probably
like
thought that was
2
pretty
bites of meat.
unfair. Yeah, exactly. He's like, you guys are gonna stay full for like 20 minutes? You took my whole life to stay full for 20 minutes, but and
I like
also,
to fuck with pigeons, personally.
I feel like the squirrel also like doesn't have the same precedent for hunting.
Thank
that,
you,
like, a
Future is
deer or,
Bleak.
like a pheasant
4
or something
months.
does, where it's gonna be
Appreciate
on
that,
guard.
man.
The
Good to
squirrel
see you
is just
guys.
Like, hey, as a human, you guys are always nice to me. And then, oh, what? I forgot. I'm made of the same stuff.
Well, if it's a squirrel in the middle of the wilderness, it probably doesn't have much of a thought about humans.
That's true.
Pigeons are very
Maybe it's like a
bold.
park one.
And so at PAX, when I see them, because they'll just walk right up to you, I was wondering, like, how close will this thing really let me get to it? They'll stay about a foot away from you, just out of reach, and they will run before they fly for like 5 minutes. I chased one around literally in a circle for over 45 seconds.
I thought you were gonna say 45.
45 minutes.
No,
And I was like,
no.
gotta talk.
Gotta manage my PAX time a little bit better. No, I'm just curious. And he finally like ran to the edge of like the water or whatever at the Riverwalk and flew off, but he was very like adamant about not flying away and just running away from me. I don't know, it was ridiculous. I tried it on like several pigeons, and you know they're pretty bold, but I don't know if I could catch one if I was trying to eat it like in the wild.
I couldn't
Throw a
get
rock at it or something.
They
Well,
did have.
I mean, yeah. By running and just trying to jump at it, I could make a weapon.
It's possible, I guess.
I would fashion some type of spear, Nick. Don't worry.
Well, then you gotta do the thing where you try to line up the fish in the water, but it's like slightly off because of the water fraction.
Oh, that's really hard.
Dude,
You'll learn it eventually if you have to, I
I'd be
guess.
the world's worst companion in a
Tom
survival
Hanks.
situation. I guarantee. Like,
Why is that?
I have no appreciable skills that translate to survival at all.
Just keep your glasses with you, and you can make fires,
Right.
and you're invaluable.
As long as my glasses don't, it's like $200 piece of glass and plastic I wear on my head is more valuable than what I can
The
bring.
body
to
it's
the team.
attached to.
You can collect firewood. I mean, you don't want to spend too much energy when you're in a survival situation.
I would end up being like the dude who's like, I'm a doctor. And then they're like, oh, sweet, well, he's really valuable, he's a doctor. And then just hope that shit never goes wrong, right?
Or
like,
just blame not having the right tools or medicine.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, I need 100 cc's of lorazepam right now. And they're like, well, we don't have that. I'm like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do?
Do you have any, like, bamboo fruit? Like, no, we're in the wrong region. Oh, darn. Okay, well, he's fucked, guys.
Yeah, sorry.
Just throw him in the ocean.
Say your goodbyes now. We'll set him on fire and eat him. Big deal.
A good craftsman blames his tools, is what I've always heard. What about your internal clock, NL? I think people would just get fed up with it. I do have, for whatever reason, I got a great internal clock.
I do as well. I usually can land 5 minutes in there about...
I know what time it is.
I'm not looking at the clock, I swear. I swear. I think that it is 2:22. It's 2:21!
Yep. Nailed it.
Pretty good. So... You know.
Now, is that your subconscious looking at your Isaac timer and just doing the math in your head from when we started?
Nah, dog, I just feel it in my head.
You just feel it.
I'm like, it's been like 21 minutes, or say 17 minutes since we started the show. It just feels right.
Yeah. I have similar instances sometimes.
But then, like in a survival situation, people would be like, nobody cares it's 12:30. We're all hungry. It doesn't matter.
That helps with, really. Like we can see if it's dark out.
Yeah, it'll be like it's either sunset or midday, dusk or night. That's like all that matters in the situation. So.
You're not gonna miss an appointment if you don't know what time it is.
Did I miss this game? Wow, like what the fuck's my problem? I remember it. It's been a while. That was the longest I've gone without playing a game, dude, in probably 2.5 years in a row for days without playing Isaac.
Yeah, I always find when I'm away from it, like, my muscle memory takes a little while to come back, and I have to, like, apologize. Yeah, I don't really have... My brain has forgotten how to play this, so just give it a couple days.
I'm used to just clicking right now, just on Darkest Dungeon, just pointing and clicking. It's so much easier on my left hand. I'm not going to take that.
Make an Isaac board game. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting super excited for Enter the Gungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said it was coming out in like late March or April, I thought I saw, which is like real soon.
Yeah, it's coming up quick. Thank you, Splatters, for the resub 2 months in a row. You are a gentleman, sir. Kind gentleman. And you're the blood of the channel.
Damn, there's no way I'm getting a boss rush.
What floor is this?
It's foreign, inconceivable.
Cobalt, did you like the size of it being a smaller PAX? Did you feel that that allowed for a little bit better interaction with people? Or
it was more like, the floor was like indie heaven. It was just mostly indie stuff, just like one giant indie mega booth. I only got to walk it twice, very briefly, for maybe 30 minutes to an hour. And I like met Tiny Build, and then I stopped by the Devolver booth. I wanted to go by Versus Evil, but some of those guys were actually, you know, pretty busy, and I just don't have time to like wait, honestly, for them to have a minute, unless I schedule it. They make a bunch of games that I've heard of, but I couldn't just name any off the top of my head right now. Wedgie, thank you for the subscription. Appreciate that very much.
They make Destiny.
Yeah, they make Destiny and Wildstar.
Oh wow!
I'm just kidding. They don't make
those. These guys are huge.
I don't know if I'm gonna make this boss rush either. Depths 1, 3 minutes to go.
It's not makeable.
Not makeable. Do I have to step it into high gear? Oh, Mulligan, hello.
Dude, I was at... I'm not anti-PAX or even PAX South at all. But when I was at GP Vancouver this weekend, I was like, I'm really glad I'm not at PAX. Because even though there were like 3,000 people there was so much space to like move and like walk.
There was at this one too.
Okay,
for sure.
That's fair, but like compared to Prime, I was like, this is ideal.
I think like 30,000 people showed up, so it's like a third as much as like Prime, which it was good. It was a lot of people, but you know it was spaced out pretty well. Then Foresters didn't have to be too much of a dick to get people in the right area. It wasn't really flooding into lines and like people loitering or anything like that. So I have it as well.
Nobody acknowledged Mathis's resub.
I got to meet Mathis actually, and Dan.
You mean you had to meet Mathis?
Well, I mean, he was there,
Mathis
you
again?
know.
Do I know him?
I've never heard of him. I think he's like a YouTuber or something. He does like
survival games or something?
Who does?
2 months in a row. Thank you, Dinkelman.
Stream throughs.
I was poking him about the magic cards a little bit, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I got an expedition land my first box," you know. He was like, "Motherfucker."
That's my impression of Mattis, apparently.
Speaking of which, one of my mods and good friends that's been a viewer for like 3 years brought me a completely ready to go made commander deck.
Oh, nice.
And my girlfriend one, and I actually even got the very last day at like 3 a.m. in the morning before we were about to leave for the flights. I actually got to sit out in the hotel lobby and play with a game with him, and it was a lot of fun. And
Commander is sweet, but it also highlights how little I know about Magic because I have to read every single card like 15 times.
It gets like, super complex.
Like, oh, okay, I see. So I tap my artifact, so the artifact gives me a +1/+1 counter. Then all creatures with a +1/+1 counter have vigilance, and I'm just like, man, this is like an actual like mental exercise. I didn't sign up for this.
I like it though. It's fun. I don't know. They're less of your deck having like one gimmick and just kind of things having to have more of a lot of different themes where they can work together and push to get things out, because you can only have one of each type of card in the deck, so it gets really crazy thinking about like a 100-card deck with no repeat cards. You can really synergize stuff. Well, you know, the lands, of course.
Nick, how do you feel about Commander?
It's Bio-Itch.
Well, what I think about Commander is that I did actually have a sliver deck for a while, so maybe that has something to do with that. And it was pretty difficult to keep track of.
This guy's still talking about Magic here? What is it?
He knows the word sliver.
I'm just messing with you, man. That did feel really good, though. I can't deny that.
Make it bounce.
Undertale to me.
Dude, I think I actually like offended somebody with calling things Undertales. There's like
me.
a well, yeah, no, I said somebody.
Oh, okay.
Somebody made a post on my subreddit and there was like, is NL a cinnamon roll? And then there was just like no body to the post. And I was like, what? The only thing that I could represent here is like, maybe there's somebody who was like offended that I was calling things Undertales, and they really like Undertale, and they tried to like, I don't know, like insult me or something, and that was it, I guess. But
maybe it's like
that game's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like an Undertale's a variable to them, so a cinnamon roll is also a variable.
I gotta be honest, I might be completely misreading the context of the post. Maybe they didn't mean it like that.
That? What would that have to do with Undertale? Because the post was your relevance was to it, or?
No, like you've been here, maybe you haven't. When I've been calling things Undertales, it's just like it's an NLSS meme about things that I don't.
Brian's way of saying he doesn't like Undertale and no one should talk about it.
It's my way of saying that I think
see.
It's stuff that I don't want to talk about. Yes, basically.
I see.
That's pretty much what it comes down to. But I think, you know, Undertale maybe has a passion. Maybe it has a passionate fan base. It's just a theory of mine. And I think maybe it was
not true.
Perhaps taken the wrong way. But I didn't mean it with any disrespect to Undertale.
Thank you, Wolf
Boss. It's a trash game that should be erased from the planet. And,
it's a good RPG. I enjoyed it more than Lisa. Actually,
I'm just messing around.
It reminds me of the old RPGs.
I'll probably play it at some point.
You're gonna be like, it looked like shit, but I actually it took a little spot in my heart over and fucked it a little bit. So that's what was my feel from it.
I don't know what to make of that statement. Is that a good or a bad thing?
It's both. It was meant to be as such.
Okay.
Thanks for the 9 months in a row, Wolf Boss. Let's name our baby the first word I see. Consistency. It's a good name.
And thanks to Michael A. L. Fox for the sub as well.
NL
He's gonna be on here soon.
Was the poll on your sub official? Yeah, the poll about who would be the best guest on the show, made by someone that I've never talked to in my life. I designated him the official executor, so.
We'll get in touch with those people, get back to you.
Dude, even if I made the poll, it wouldn't be official.
Barack Obama, he'll be on the show tomorrow. The literal Jesus Christ will. He's gonna be on this Monday.
I always thought I'd meet him eventually.
Yeah, what a bitch to get a hold of him that was. We had to literally kill somebody to get a hold of him. What floor are you guys on?
I'm not sure I follow that.
You're like, we're gonna murder somebody, and they're gonna be like an ambassador.
Yes. To go
the afterlife.
Go be the liaison to Jesus to get him to make a guest appearance.
Then book him for the show.
Book him. Exactly.
Dude, that is a selfless job right there.
Yeah. This isn't Monkey Bone. He's not coming back.
I love that movie.
Please, with the Monkey Bone reference.
Over the Top. I watched it last night. It was so good.
Yeah, Over the Top, the film Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone is a trucker who travels the country arm wrestling people.
I've seen that before.
And he wants to get his son back, and his son hates him because he abandoned his family when he was younger. And he never says why.
Reminds me of Fargo a little bit. I don't know, or whatever.
Fargo? How?
With the guy. What's the movie with the guy from Married with Children, and he's got his son, and he's like taking him back to see his mom or something because he's living in like a prep school away from home. Maybe that's not Fargo. Maybe it's some other movie. It reminds me of that like premise, except Sylvester Stallone, and of course he's an arm wrestler, trucker on the road, like fighting to get his son back. It's ridiculous.
Dutch.
Dutch.
That movie.
That's what it is.
Dutch.
Dutch. It's the movie.
It's called Dutch.
Apparently. Oh my God! I've seen a movie you haven't seen. I'm amazed.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta love chat. They've always got your back for references you don't remember.
Oh yeah. It's pretty. It's like a comedy movie. It's pretty funny. It's like the same premise.
Admit,
but
as you were describing it, it didn't sound like Fargo to me.
I got my shit way. I always get Fargo confused with like 3 different movies. So that's just. I guess that's just my own
Fargo's
little thing.
the Minnesota one where everything's covered in snow and there's like some murder mystery stuff going on.
Oh yeah, way off the mark there. Way off the. I don't know why I confuse it with that. Thank you, Retro Gaijin, for the host, my brother. It's an early 90s movie. I love early 90s movies. Those are my favorite.
That was my full endorsement of that movie, Over the Top. You should all see it. It's on Netflix now. American Netflix, anyway.
Nice.
It's from the 80s. It's like the most 80s movie I've ever seen. The beginning is like a montage to, like a dedication to America and how awesome it is.
That's pretty sweet.
America.
It's unironic.
Sylvester Stallone did go through a period like that. Like, Rocky IV is unabashedly like American propaganda.
Yeah, I got the impression that whoever was directing that was just like beating it into an American flag the whole time.
He actually kills communism. Like, he stops the Cold War. He stops the Cold War by punching a Russian robot in the head over and over. So
Yes.
Is that is 4 with the Russian guy?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I actually like that one.
It's a great movie. Like, it's
that was
I
a
don't
good
think it's
one.
self-aware at all, but it is one of like the 3 best Rockies for sure.
I gotta watch all the Rockies, man. I never watched them all.
People like the Rocky franchise is misunderstood. Rocky 1, Rocky 2 to a lesser extent, and Rocky Balboa are good, like touching movies. Actually, like, what it means to be a human, And then it gets a little up its own ass. Like Rocky 3 with Hulk Hogan is not.
Yeah.
Rocky 4 is like basically a superhero movie about a boxer. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Rocky 5 is horrible.
He's like a weathered boxer overcoming stuff instead of like in the first one where he's like the new guy trying to make a carved name for himself.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently.
And then Rambo comes in and just kills everybody.
I haven't seen Creed yet, but I heard it was awesome. Not about the band.
Yeah, I was about to say.
For that movie, it'll take you higher.
That would be fucking sweet, though.
You know what's sweet? This build. Like, I've got Parasite Bouncy Tears, coins, like, coal. I am wrecking everything.
I think I've missed everything.
I just switched over to Angel for some reason just now, so
Yeah, I'm also on
right on that for a bit.
I just got a devil deal and I'm taking this sack dagger. Because it's what my body needs. think I'm gonna go do the Hush. Yeah. Let's hush it up.
It scares me a little bit. I'm gonna make it.
I'm real scared. I haven't done this guy in forever.
Don't get it. Don't get it. You got it. You got it.
Doba, bitch. Thanks for 8 months, man. Oh, a Holy Mantle. That doesn't help that much, but it's better than Mr. Loki.
This guy's run so good that he's like sad he got a Holy Mantle.
Oh, it's good for, not for the law, or the Husk fight is what I mean, because it's not going to really, in the grand scheme of it, save you that much, I don't think. Ooh, cut his head.
No, I'm not doing, I ain't doing Hush on this one, it's not ready. I did Hush on Monday's show with 1 HP and
wow, nice.
Almost like shit myself. I died once, got res by Guppy's collar, and then did it. And so I think I bought myself like 1 no Hush run.
Thank you, Tal, for the
really
12 months. That's a whole year, man. Thank you.
I still can't believe I killed Hush without getting hit as lost. I just can't let that happen.
That is definitely a good feeling when you complete that feat.
I never should have taken Firemind on this run.
Oh yeah, I left that in the dust.
This will be hilarious. It is not hilarious.
I rerolled it. I think I got Dead Onion out of that one.
Oh, that's fucking shit.
If you reroll, really nice with the rubber cement and the sad onion.
If you re-roll one of those items, you should get a worse item. That's science.
Well, it's random.
It's the rules of the game.
You will.
Yeah, but I want it to be science.
That's literally, you know, every time it's gonna be different. Oh god. Oh, don't corner fuck me. I feel like this mulligan is really strong with this build too. I feel like a mini Guppy. The ground Guppy.
Ground Guppy.
The ground, because I'm not,
yeah. Not like the meat's been processed into something you can make burgers out of.
However, tasty.
Nope, no comment.
The feeling of ground meat when you're trying to make hamburger patties is the strangest feeling. It kind of traumatizes me a little bit.
Who thought of it to do that, to like process that in that way?
Yeah.
Just
I got
really weird.
I got weird, textural foibles personally, but I've never found ground meat to be one of them.
That's a bad one for me, 'cause it's like you're handling something's insides that used to be alive, and now you're just rolling it up into a weird ball.
Yeah, that's...
It's all sticky and wet and smells kind of off, and, well, it's not really off, but, smells like something you wouldn't want to put into your mouth yet.
Yeah, and then it turns into this deliciousness that I just want to swallow and chew.
It goes through a magical transformation with heat.
As soon as it goes from that really nasty lukewarm red to that sweet brown, delicious.
Oh, that's
I love ground beef. It's like one of my favorite meats.
Sweet brown.
Sweet brown. It doesn't sound appetizing at all.
Like a big disc of sweet brown.
Yeah.
I love tacos and sloppy joes.
I like the sweet brown sausage.
There's so many
brown,
coins.
you like your brown?
Wish I was the keeper right now.
Please let that be today's NLSS takeaway phrase, that sweet brown.
Mmm.
So many opportunities to get like a lover's card or a Hierophant. It's just like stars. I'm on the cathedral. I don't need the stars.
Finish him!
The Emperor's pretty good.
Where'd he go?
Green by Gaming and a hi-ho Wolverhampton. Thank you very much for both your 2 most recent triples.
In before Sweet Brown gets used like 69 times in Quiplash. Yeah, and especially as a result of that, I think it's now guaranteed. Now we're all clued in and switched on. Switched on
Really
might we have an erection?
I need a key.
Torque is one of those.
Torqued? Starring Ice Cube in 2004?
I don't know.
Oh, I watched Straight Outta Compton the other day, and I really enjoyed that.
I heard that was awesome.
It was not a bad movie at all.
You were gonna take Kate to see it, and you never did.
I never did. Wait, we still haven't seen Star Wars, man. We're like...
What?
We're past.
Even I saw Star Wars.
We don't like watch movies, man. I just know that they exist.
I gotta get
Wow.
back over there and take you to the movie theater.
Yeah, I mean we saw a movie in December. We watched The Martian.
Oh
I didn't know it was
yeah.
coming out on Blu-ray like the next day, but we watched
You
it
could have
in
avoided
theaters.
the whole thing.
This seat is really messed up. I gotta go do a hush run on a regular run on this file. Because it just keeps ending the game at the hush for me.
Oh, yeah.
For the seated runs, because I don't have it unlocked on my main game, I guess. Son of a biscuit.